Last week, Governor Wes Moore declared a state of emergency.
Yeah, President Trump has authorized FEMA to make disaster assistance available to Maryland to help in response efforts both during and after the storm. And Governor Moore joins us live now. Good morning to you, Governor.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm sure you haven't slept much. It's been a very busy stretch along it. So tell me, a state of emergency obviously is a big thing to put on everybody, but it's really because these conditions are so dangerous.
They are, and we're just urging Marylanders to continue taking this storm seriously. You wake up in the morning and everyone sees the snow and it looks beautiful, but let's be clear, this is still a very dangerous situation, and also this will be a situation that is going to last for days, because it's not just about the initial volume of snow. It's about the fact that the temperature will continue to drop. It's about the fact that it will go from snow to sleet to freezing rain. So it is important that people continue to take it seriously, but I'm so grateful for all the first responders who have literally been working since the middle of the week to prepare our roads, to prepare our communities, that have been working in concert and with unison, because the state response really has been pretty extraordinary so far.
Governor Moore, you touched on the state's response. Have you heard anything about a federal response right now? I know you declared a state of emergency prior to the storm, but what's the update there?
Yeah, so we declared a state of preparedness on Wednesday, which started making sure that our local jurisdictions were all coordinated. On Friday, I declared a state of emergency, and actually every single jurisdiction, all 24 jurisdictions in the state of Maryland, are now under a state of emergency. And we're thankful that the president's federal declaration that I requested has been accepted. And so what the federal declaration means is that in the case of things like fuel or generators or water, that we would have both an ease to access, and also that the federal government would help to financially support on those elements, that there'd be a cost share. So we're grateful for the work that we're doing in partnership with the White House on this, but we also know that right now the state is really helping to maintain and lead on so many of these various issues.
And Governor Moore, I know Maryland State Highway said about an hour ago they had received over 600 calls for service, and I'm sure it's plenty more at this point of the morning. And there are still essential workers who need to get out there. I mean, what advice would you have for them, or what would you suggest? Because people need to get out this morning. Some of them do, and the conditions are still really treacherous, and it might be a while before they get any better.
They are, and we're asking and urging people, unless it is an emergency or unless you are essential, please stay in your homes. We want to keep these roads as clear as possible, because that allows for all of our tractors and trucks and et cetera to be able to go out and do their job. But if people are essential workers and have to get out, we are simply asking a few things. One is go slow. Make sure you're keeping a good distance between you and other vehicles. We are asking that you do not try to navigate around the salt trucks, et cetera, that you can give yourself a little bit more time. We're asking that you include food and blankets and water inside your vehicle. So as you're traveling, just make sure you are prepared. And we are asking people to really think about, is what you're going out there, is it essential? Because as you are grabbing your keys, and as you're walking outside, just remember, there are people who have left their families. There are people who are police officers and firefighters and members of the Department of Transportation and Emergency Management and law enforcement. There are people who now have to come help you if you get into a bad situation. And is this being fair to them? And so I would just ask people, as you're going out, as you're thinking about going out, if it's essential, obviously, just please follow all the guidance, please follow all the rules. But if it's not essential for you to be outside, think about the people who now have to respond because you made the choice that you wanted to go out there and defy what we're saying here.
And like you said, it's not just about keeping yourself safe, it's about keeping everyone safe. Really quickly, Governor, we just want to ask, what are your family's traditions when it snows? What are the kids doing today? What is the missus doing?
Well, the beautiful thing is that we are going to get some sledding in. I'm here at the Emergency Operations Center, but I will eventually get home. So we'll get some sledding, and there's some nice hills around the Governor's Bench, but we'll try out. But also, we got some good football on today.
Okay.
So I want folks to go out and take some time, relax inside, and also go watch some good football. There's gonna be some good games today.
I hear instead of topping your hot cocoa with cinnamon, you put a little Old Bay on top, and it's just money in the bank.
People think it's nasty, but I'm like, you haven't tried it yet.
You know, I mean, to each his own, Governor. And also, really quickly, we saw you singing yesterday, Governor. I did not know you could carry a tune like that at the late, great Richard Smallwood's funeral. So that was a great job, Governor. You can sing something down in that church, okay?
People said it's pretty bold trying to sing a Richard Smallwood song at his funeral, but you know, I let people know he belonged to the world, but we are proud he was a Marylander,
Yes.
and he had a beautiful home going. So God bless him and his family.
All right, you stay safe,
All right,
Governor.
thanks for joining us.
God bless you guys.